Motorboaters, they use their ship to get to where it is they want to go. Sailors, we're already there. Well, getting ready to do a jibe and thought maybe you guys wanted to join me for that. I went ahead and headed up into the wind just a little bit more, grab a little bit more speed. I'm currently at 1.5 knots. Not a whole lot of wind out here today, but enough to keep moving. And it's good enough for me. Looking at the sights, enjoying it. As always, before I get ready to jibe, make sure that I'm clear all the way around me. Nothing going to get in the way. Now, I do like to again center up the main before I do this. Okay, jibe. Oh. Now that I have it where I need, now I can go forward and move the headsail over. Oop. Well, and sometimes that happens. I got stuck on the hatch. Might have to end up closing that. There we go. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Now let's bring her in. Pinch that off. There we go. Hey, we're healing a little bit here. All right. There we got Water Patrol out. Appreciate them being out here. Lazy line was way in. Let's tidy up the lines. Here's the main halyard. Whoop. Sorry that I just hit you guys. I'm going to have to leave this main sheet a little more accessible since I'm jibing my way up to the main portion of the lake. in a little bit of a wind hole right now. And we're about to catch another gust. Now let's find out exactly what direction the gust is going to be, huh? You guys seeing what I'm seeing? Probably need to tighten up that jib sheet. Right on a broad reach here. I'll take that all day. Now it's funny, now that we got that done, we're going to have to jibe before too much longer. I think it's going to be a lot more pleasurable cruising when we make it up to the main portion. Wind is coming from, I mean, just right directly behind us. You guys hear that? Who'd want to hear that all day? I bet you were just kind of looking at my chest. Eyes are up here. Oh, I need to replace my flag halyard. Might have to heave two to do that. Oh, there's a nice little gust. Yep, I'm gonna have to jibe again. Got a jet skier here. Whoa, 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 whoa. I tell you, that's one thing about New Beginnings. She was so much easier to single hand. But this is nice. Happy Independence Day to all of our virtual shipmates in the United States. Hey, be safe tonight. Make sure that you leave with the same amount of fingers that you had at the beginning. And hey, if you're going to enjoy some beverages, please remember to drink a couple glasses of water before you go to bed, okay? All right, that's your PSA. Oh, all right, got more boat traffic. I've counted 21 out here, 21 sails. We'll chat with y'all later. Doc out. Hey guys, Captain Doc here. Boy, what a day of sailing, let me tell you. Um, it was a little bit swirly. One thing that I was thinking is like no matter what happened, it seemed like I always had a jibe. I started coming out of the marina on a downward run. Decided to go ahead and kind of angle my point a little bit so that I was more on a broad reach. But the jibe, 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 jibe. Okay, fine. Now I'm down in the main portion of the lake, and I go ahead and turn 90 degrees port, heading to the 215 bridge, and it almost seemed like I had a jibe for that too. So it was one of those days where kind of no matter what I was doing, it was challenging. But you know what? New endeavors handled like a champ. Now I gotta say, new beginnings was so much easier to single hand. I'm still getting used to single handing new endeavors because she's a little bit bigger, and the biggest thing is I can't steer when I have to go forward and manipulate either the main sheet or the jib sheets. But that's part of it. You get used to it, right? I do my best, and kind of one thing that I've learned to do is I go ahead and jibe or tack and let the wind back wind the headsail, and then whenever I'm on a good point, I go ahead and lock the steering wheel. Then I'll go ahead and finish moving her over, and that seems to do well enough without everything flopping all around. A little worried about hurting my equipment. By the way, you're going to notice that I sit here keep messing with my glasses. At one point, I was heading back into the aft cabin for something, and I had my glasses up on my head. Well, there's not a whole lot of clearance on the aft cabin, and so sure enough, banged my head right into the ceiling, and that broke the port side of my glasses. So it's okay, they were just cheap ones. But uh best of my guess, we got just about an hour and a half to sunset, or the beginning of sunset. So I think I'm just going to kind of relax here for a little bit, enjoy the surroundings. It's beautiful out here. By the way, this is Grassy Cove. This is what Grassy Cove is, what first mate Renee named it. Normally as we spin around, as you look back here, there's normally kind of a muddy, gravelly beach. But the water is still so high here on Stockton, there's no beach. But the reason we call it Grassy Cove is because when the dirt is there, when the mud is there, when the gravel is there, it grows up this really lush grass in the background, and it's just beautiful. And both Renee and I kind of almost had a spiritual sort of thing out here. It's just beautiful sitting on the beach and enjoying the scenery. So anyhow, I'm gonna have to show first mate Renee that here we are in July, and there's still no beach here. That's how much water, that's how high this is. But okay, well, I'll stop talking your ear off, and I think I might actually grab me a beer, and then just kind of start to enjoy this sunset, and I'll try to get some video of that for you. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
Well, as you can see, instead of a video, I went ahead and did several still shots, but try to get close to the same angle for you each time. It was a beautiful sunset, and especially later on, it started to really show a lot of different pastel colors. Every sunset out there is a little bit different, and every one I have cherished. One of these days, I'll try to video one for you.
Good morning, folks. It is about 5:30 on July 5th. I'm just watching the sun rising here. I think I'm going to go ahead and get on back to the marina. We're due to have another hot one today, and I do not like unloading the boat when it's hot. So I think I'm going to head on back and get everything unloaded. Then I need to go fill back up on diesel and pump out the black water tank. But it was a fairly decent night, but it was warm. Again, we were in the 90s or upper 80s yesterday, and we started to get some rain last night. Just a brief little shower, but of course, I went ahead and closed the hatches, and that made it pretty. I had fans blowing on me, but it was still a little uncomfortable for me. I'm not a huge fan of the heat. I, I'm built for polar weather, obviously, but so far, it's an absolutely beautiful morning. I'm the only human to be seen. There's no other boats out. The fishermen will be out soon. A fish jumping all around me. Um, just absolutely beautiful. Hope you can see at least a little bit of this. I'll try to get a few more shots of the sunrise before I head out. Of course, it's going to be a good day. I'm on a boat.